Notre Dame Fighting Irish at Miami Hurricanes 3:59.5. It's no longer the Catholics versus the Convicts, but emotion should be almost as high on Saturday night when number 6 Miami hosts number 5 Notre Dame on the national stage in a renewal of their storied rivalry. The Hurricanes made a statement and quieted some of their many critics last week with a resounding 2,810 victory over ACC rival and then 0-13 Virginia Tech, while the Fighting Irish continued to roll with a 4,837 triumph over Wake Forest. It will be the first time since 1989 that both schools have been ranked in the top 10 at the time of their meeting, and, as it was in the rivalry's glory days of the 1980s, the teams are right in the thick of the national title race, with Brian Kelly's Irish sitting third in the college football playoff rankings and Mark Richt's Hurricanes jumping up to 7th. With the exception of a one-point loss to Georgia, the number 1 team in the CFP rankings, Notre Dame has been plowing through its schedule thanks to Heisman hopeful Josh Adams and a powerful ground attack that has almost 1,000 more yards rushing this year than all of last season. Miami has taken a different path to the top, often needing clutch plays at crunch time to keep its 13-game winning streak alive. Miami's last loss was 3,027 to Notre Dame last season, but the Hurricanes showed against Virginia Tech that they have the offensive weapons and defensive speed and muscle to compete for the title. "We like it when we're competing in games like this, late in the year, that are that meaningful," Richt said. "It's what you hope for, it's what you work towards. It just so happens this Saturday night is going to be very meaningful to both teams." TV 8 p.m. ET, ABC, line history. Odds makers open Notre Dame as 3-point road chalk and early money coming in on the road team briefly raised the line to 3.5 before it returned to the opening number, where it currently sits. The total hit the betting board at 57.5 and money on the over drove that line as high as 60, before fading back to 59.5. Check out the complete line history here. Injury report: Notre Dame Elise Mack probable, concussion, DL Khalid Kareem probable, knee, RB Josh Adams probable, upper body, QB Brendan Wimbish probable, hand, RB Dexter Williams questionable, thigh, WR Cameron Smith questionable, QB JD Carney questionable, concussion. Miami WR Mike Harley questionable, ankle, DBD Delaney questionable, knee, DL Demetrius Jackson out for season, knee. Weather: REPORTABOUT Notre Dame 81 Sioux, 72 Austrian Schellings, 63 OU led by a bulldozing offensive front. The Irish ground attack 324.8 yards per game is almost impossible to stop, and Adams' 132.3 average has made opponents pay with his home run ability, as he has 7 touchdown runs of at least 60 yards this season, although his streak of 4 straight games with a TD rush of over 70 yards was snapped last week against Wake Forest. Their offensive line, probably the best in America, Richt said. "I don't think very many people would argue that. This is just line up and physically move people off the ball, a kick-your-tail type offensive line and great runners. The Irish defense has had its moments but can be beaten through the air, giving up 245.3 yards passing, 90th in the nation, and 15 scores, a weakness that Hurricanes quarterback Malik Rozier 283 yards passing per game and his dangerous receiving core will look to exploit." About Miami. 80 Sioux, 44 Austrian Schellings, 17 OU. Adams is not the only one making a living off big plays, as the Rozier Hurricanes have proven far more adept at producing quick strike scores. 2 of their 4 touchdowns were over 42 yards against Virginia Tech than putting together long methodical drives. But Miami may need to churn out the yardage with running back Travis Homer to keep the defense fresh and off the field, as the Hurricanes, although the nation's best at racking up tackles for loss 8.8 per game, have still bent far too often against the run, surrendering 176 yards or more in the 4 games prior to limiting Virginia Tech to 102. Forcing the Irish into mistakes will be crucial, as the Hurricanes added 4 more turnovers against the Hokies and they now have 20 takeaways, 13 interceptions, 7 fumble recoveries to rank 4th in the nation with an average turnover margin of plus 1.38 per game. Notre Dame sits tied for 5th with 1.33. Cheerleader BATTLETRENDS Fighting Irish are 61 Austrian Schellings in their last 7 games overall. Hurricanes are 06 ATS in their last 6 versus INDEP. Under is 60 in Hurricanes' last 6 games overall. Under is 40 in Hurricanes' last 4 versus a team with a winning record. Check out the complete list of hot and cold trends here. Covers consensus: the road favorites from Notre Dame are picking up 63% of the action on the spread, and over is getting 51% of the totals wagers. View full consensus data here.